Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly in the Weekdays with Bernie segment tonight. The CEO of Mozilla, an internet company, Brendan Eich, has been forced to resign because he gave a $1,000 donation to support traditional marriage back in 2008. Media buzz on Fox News dealt with the controversy yesterday.
Would you have a Holocaust denier as the CEO of a company?
I don't.
Or do you? Or is there?
I don't
wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. We are talking about whether there is unfettered free speech for corporate CEOs.
Of course there is, but you're asking a different.
So now we're just saying. If you think a Holocaust denier shouldn't, if you think a Holocaust denier shouldn't be the CEO, then because you said there is an
Holocaust.
Because
that's
you said
outrageous.
It is outrageous, and you said that under no circumstances should a CEO not get his job because of his political positions. I am saying that we actually all agree that under some circumstances he should not.
Well, of course, the guy was comparing the Holocaust to gay rights. Joining us now from Miami, the purveyor, BernardGoldberg.com, Mr. Goldberg. And you say?
I say, Bill, that if you lose your job because you have an incorrect position on same-sex marriage, then that's a pretty good example of liberal intolerance. This is what liberal orthodoxy looks like, that on certain issues like same-sex marriage, you're expected to march in lockstep. And if you don't, you will be purged. You may lose your job, as this man did at Mozilla, but you'll certainly be called a bigot. And what's interesting is that the people at Mozilla, the liberals who work at Mozilla and at other places like that, they worship at the altar of diversity. Skin color diversity, ethnic diversity, sexual orientation diversity. But there's one kind of diversity they won't tolerate. Diversity of opinion on matters that are important to them. And that's why I think those liberals have forgotten how to be liberal. Bill, one point very quickly. For the record, I support same-sex marriage. I have no problem with it. I think it's a good thing, and I think people on the other side are on the wrong side of history. But I'm not an Ayatollah. Unless somebody's an out-and-out bigot who just hates gay people, let them have their say. That's what this country is about. And that's what some liberals don't quite understand.
Okay. Now, this Mozilla outfit, they are driving people to certain websites and machinery. It's a consumer-oriented thing, right? That's how they make their money?
They make a web browser called Firefox. So if you want to get on the Internet, there are a number of ways you can do it, and Firefox is one of the more popular ways to do it.
All right, so they make their money by people coming in and using their services, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so in a democracy, if you see something wrong, then you want to send a message that you would like that to be corrected. So the way to do that, because this is what the other side does, well, if you don't fire your CEO, right. Okay, Ike, then we're not going to use your services. That's why you got fired. But what about the traditional people going, you know, you fired the guy and you were wrong for doing it. You violated every right he has in America. So we're not going to use your service. We're not going to do it. Well, see, doesn't that have to happen to balance stuff out here?
Just to set the record straight so you don't get criticized. He didn't get fired.
Come on, he resigned. Why would you want to resign a big buck job like that? Come on.
Let me finish. Technically, he didn't get fired. There was an employee revolt, and he certainly was forced out. But there are some slivers of...
Come on.
He was forced out. Okay,
right.
You want to get it wrong, it's your show.
I want to get it wrong.
You know me. Give a damn,
I'm a simple man, and I don't buy any of that. The guys that hold the power in the company said, we don't like this guy's opinion. He's out. Goodbye.
Okay, fine. You're right. I'm wrong. Fine. That's fine. There are slivers of sunshine here. It isn't just conservatives. It isn't just people like you or me who are saying this is not right. Andrew Sullivan, the intellectual father of same-sex marriage, in 1989, he wrote the first piece advocating same-sex marriage. He says this is disgusting. He's gay. Tammy Bruce, our friend Tammy Bruce, who does a radio show, she's also openly gay. She calls this the gay Gestapo. They made a big mistake at Mozilla. They want to force somebody out because of his views. Liberals are supposed to be the ones who are open-minded, who are tolerant. They tell us that all the time. But on certain issues, they're intolerant. and they're closed-minded. They are as bad as the hard right is, that they're always criticizing. That's the irony of this whole thing.
Well, they don't care, number one. And number two, I do believe that most gay Americans think this is horrible. I bet you if you did a poll, 75%,
I think you're right.
75% would say, we don't want that. And that's what I think. All right, Bernie.
I think you're right, and I think you're right, and I think that's a good thing.
I like it when you say, I think you're right. And you did that like 4 or 5 times in this segment, so it's really good. And I like the pocket hanky there. Yeah, there you go.
I think you're right.
Water's World on deck.